I am doing this interview on behalf of my interaction with McDonald's. The location is in Rexburg, Idaho. 5138 store number. There's a rude and unprofessional manager in their service, and their protocol are not getting followed. And anybody who desires to go to a McDonald's needs to be aware of the type of employees that are working there and the type of service that you're going to engage in, because this is unacceptable. We have had several issues with this one manager. It's only when she's on shift, and me and my wife currently work for DoorDash, and we went there one night, and she answered the phone, and my wife made the initial to let them know that we were there for the order, and then they made us sit out there for 25 to 30 minutes. And then we called back several times and was like, okay, we're still out here. And then she was like, well, we sent somebody out there and we were sitting there the whole time. Nobody came out to our car. And so we were like, no, nobody's out here. So then she hung up on my wife. And then we called back and we were like, listen, you guys can't just hang up on us. We're here we're doing a job. We're working. And nobody has brought us out any order. So then she hung up again and then sent her trainee out and told her trainee to tell us that next time if we called more than once, that they were no longer going to bring out our orders, and that they weren't going to serve us again. So that was the first incident. So then the second incident was when we had another order. We came back, and she made us sit out there for like 45 minutes. And then we called and we were like, so what's going on? We're sitting out here, and we watched her and all of the workers just sit there and chop it up while they had the order that was made as soon as we made the call. And they just let it sit there on the counter for that whole entire time. And we didn't. And then the customer that was receiving the order was getting on us and was like, what's taking so long? We're like, we don't know. They're taking their sweet time. So then they reported it to our supervisor, and then our supervisor got on us and told us if we keep making all our orders late, that they were going to terminate us. And so we were like, well, this is kind of, this isn't right. You know what I'm saying? And then, so my daughter, my 16-year-old, she worked at that same McDonald's for, I want to say like a couple, what was it? A couple months? Yeah. It was like a couple months. And she was in the back. It was during summer. She was in the back by the grill, and her and my 17-year-old were experiencing heat exhaustion because they were like, look, we need to take a break. This is not right. You know what I mean? We're hot. We're exhausted. We need to get out and have a break for a second. And the lady was like, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to have a break. So then both my daughters, after a couple more days of that, was like, screw it, I'm done, and they quit. And it just keeps. It's a reoccurring thing. She's disrespectful. She's rude. Doesn't know how to handle. She obviously doesn't know how to handle her job, because she. And we're not the only people that have reported this. Like, there's several bad reviews on this same store, and it's like, I don't understand. And then we talked to the owner of the restaurant, and made him aware, and then he didn't even say anything. He just brushed it off. So then we called back. We went back another time for another order, and the same thing happened. And so we called them, and we were like, okay, so we need the corporate number. So then she was like, okay, we're gonna let me look at my book, because I have it saved in my book. So then she gave us the number. I called it off of my phone, and it was a fake number to a cell phone. And so we were like, dang, like this is crazy, outlandish. So I called one of my buddies that works at a McDonald's in Spokane, and he's a manager, and he said to call corporate and call the 1-800 number, make a report, and see what happens. And so that's what I did. I didn't hear anything back. he called the same McDonald's, asked for the manager's name, and the manager lied to him and gave him a fake name. And so when he told me that, I was like, wow, like I was flabbergasted. I was like, and he's like, policy says that you have to state your name and you have to give out the store code. And he's like, and they just let their employees lounge around. They eat in the dining hall, and they just don't care. It's a really loose McDonald's. I've never seen a McDonald's like that. Me personally, I just don't. I want something done. The right actions be taken, and this to be taken serious because it is a serious issue. You can't just disrespect customers, and you can't hang up on customers. You can't treat them rudely. And my homie that works at the McDonald's in Spokane said that it's against their policy of what everything that they're doing. He said that if corporate heard anything like that they would come there and show up unannounced and watch and observe everything and then crack them. So I just want the right action. I want this to be known and made aware, so that for future people that would take interest in going to this McDonald's, to be aware of the type of service they're going to get. No, probably not. I mean, it's not a matter of me feeling better if McDonald's did anything. It's a matter of a principle that you have a job title. You're mandated to do something, and you're not doing it, and you want to sit there and disrespect customers. I've never said anything disrespectful to any of those people in there. You know what I mean? I am going to admit that when the lady came out and told us that she was no longer going to give us our order, and she was really highly rude with it, and I snapped on her. I was like, well, why don't you tell all 5 of your people in there that are laying on the counter to do their fucking job?